Well, hello, everybody. It is time to breathe again on the latest BOFA Sports Webcast, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So you see Patrick Brackett with me, Charles Taylor, Aaron. Good to see you checking in. And hope you enjoy what we got on the menu for you. We're going to start with, this kind of funny, uh, the Tush Push. So the Tush Push is the Tush Push is back in the news again because apparently there was a squad who is proposing a ban on the play, which is also known as the brotherly shove, since this is a play the Philadelphia Eagles have made very successful during their run of success, which of course includes a Super Bowl title from this past season. That team is reported to be the Green Bay Packers, who said that they wanted to ban this play.
How ironic it's the Packers that want to get rid of the Tush Push.
And so, look.
The irony, I'm telling you.
So look, great point, first of all. And number two, this is another case of a team finding a strength. Teams struggle to stop that strength, and now they want to look for help to stop the strength, saying, "Oh, this play is dangerous. Players are getting hurt." The Tush Push is not enough. Like, it's not ran enough, really, to even get any type of data like that to say, "Oh, this player, this lineman over here is getting hurt, getting knee crushed, getting legs crushed," because it's a sea of humanity. I mean, so you've seen the play many times, as all of us have. You got Jalen Hurts getting the ball, and then he gets pushed in the tush by the running back, Saquon Barkley. Maybe Dallas Goedert comes in from the tight end spot and is pushing them through. Here's the thing with that play also, Patrick. So the Philly Eagles and the Buffalo Bills, they run these styles of plays more than any other team in the league. But people seem to forget, number one, Jalen Hurts squats almost 600 pounds. Dude is huge. On Buffalo's side, you got Josh Allen, who's every bit of 6'5", 240, 245. So these quarterbacks are huge. Mm-hmm. And so if you can...
Why not take advantage of it?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you not going to take advantage of those physical traits these quarterbacks are bringing? And if you practice the play and you can run it on game day, that's ultimately what it's about. Now, I had heard a quote from Eagles coach Nick Sirianni when he said that he was a little insulted by the proposed ban. Now, to me, Patrick, I think I can understand him saying he's a little bit insulted. I take that as a compliment. They can't stop the play. Mm-hmm. So they want help. We're that good at this play. So y'all gotta go. Yeah, y'all gotta go run to the execs. Y'all gotta go run to the front office.
Little brother got mad because he got his butt spanked, and now he wants to cry to mommy and daddy to get his way. Look, this is what I say about it, man. And you know how I feel about bans anyway, right? If you're gonna ban the Tush Push, then you might as well ban Patrick Mahomes, and you might as well ban it. Literally ban the quarterback, because at that point you can't stop him. You can't stop Patrick Mahomes. Nobody stopped him all year. He got stopped 3 times and 1 time in the Super Bowl. That's it. So go ahead and ban Patrick Mahomes. But here's the thing about it. I didn't like it when they banned the all the stuff that they did in MLB. I hated that. That's stupid. My thing is if you're going to ban the shift in MLB, why not teach your guys to go opposite field? Like, play what the defense gives you. To me, when you start banning things, you really start taking away. You take away what makes the game great. And if you could come up with a play like the tush push, then look, find a way to stop it. It's one of those things where we talked about this with Cam Newton. Everybody hated how he was like, I tell you what, you don't like it, stop him getting in the end zone. That's how you fix it. You know what I mean? You don't like people running up the score? I don't care. You don't like them running up the score? You might want to play defense for 60 minutes. There you go. So to me, it's a bunch of wine. They're whining. They're whining. Welcome to the STFU club.
Yeah.
Packers.
So
bring that back. We need to bring that back just for them. That whole team.
So for those of y'all who don't know or are maybe joining us a little bit, maybe this year or maybe a little bit last year. For those of y'all who don't know what the STFU means, of course, that means shut the F up. And
we have a club that a lot of members are a part of.
and the club is for people who says a lot of dumb S. People who say some things that are questionable at best and really aren't making any sense saying the things they do. So if you meet that criteria, you're in the STFU club. And look for that.
And right now the Packers just made it.
And look for that to be coming back a little bit.
Ever-growing club that people just keep making themselves relevant for.
Oh, and once you're in this club, there's no.
You don't get out. You're
in there.
You're a lifetime member.
You're idolized in this club forever. Remember that movie, The Sandlot?
Mm-hmm. Forever. Yeah.
So yeah. It's called the Tush Push now, but the play is nothing new. I mean, we called it the QB sneak before, and the Eagles just added a little bit more of a variation to their shoot. Even going back to what was that play in college? That this what was it, 20 years ago? Remember when USC was playing Notre Dame and Bush, he pushed Matt Leinart into the end zone, and they were calling it the Bush Push.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So this is nothing new. Let's see what happened. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let me see if I can say his name right. This is Bernardo Da Silva. Okay. So number one, I got to get down on Discord. I have a Discord account, but
you're slacking.
I have the account. I mean, it's not that I don't have the account. It's not that I never mess with Discord, but I do need to get a little bit more on the gaming and stuff for sure. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the stream. I think, again, man, the whole wanting to ban the play it's ridiculous. Like you mentioned earlier, what it does, Patrick, it takes out the coaching element. It takes out the strategy of it. You have this play, you need to find a way to defend it. And when you go and say, well, ban the play, then we won't have anything to worry about. It just seems like an easy way out, like a cheap way to get out of something.
Yeah. Let's just ban. You know what? Let's just ban the whole sport and nobody play at all.
Oh, don't
get AI playing, and we'll just watch a bunch of robots just play football.
Well, that's already kind of happening. It's called analytics.
And then you got the next gen analytics.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You had to bring ESPN into it.
Hey, look, man, everybody, you know how it goes. Everybody's got these analytics, fancy word for statistics. Everybody has these numbers here and they try to play to those numbers. But again, just like in MLB, if you are going to let those numbers dictate, that's key, like dictate the way that you manage, the way you coach, you might as well have a computer sitting there. Who's this man? At
Everybody wants you to
but
get on Discord.
goodness,
There's two
yeah,
notices.
just
Get your
man,
butt on Discord.
Discord is popping today. I mean, Twitch is popping today, but I think
Get on Discord. You're
I need to get
You're
on
slacking. You're slacking on your Mackin.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, I think this is some more crying here. They're supposed to hear, or I guess they're gonna go through the proposal during their annual winter meetings coming up late March, early April, and I think it needs a 75% vote from the owners. So that's 24 out of 32 teams or team owners. And if they get the 24 votes, then I guess the Tush Push is gone. I just think it would be trash if that's what it came down to.
There's going to be Dallas is going to vote yes to get rid of it. And Washington's probably going to vote yes to get rid of it. And New York's probably going to vote yes to get rid of it. And Green and the Packers, of course, ironically enough. So there's 4 teams right there that's going to vote for it, get rid of it, because Dallas, New York, and Washington don't want to see it twice a year, every year for the next 10 years.
They're just getting blasted off the line of scrimmage. Because look, the Eagles.
And if Saquon Barkley has anything to say about it, he might vote it out because he's the one that's having a massage all over Hurts' butt to get him those 2 yards.
Pushing the tush, yeah. And so the Eagles, look, the way that the Eagles, they come off the ball firing out of there. That's one thing I will give them that, because normally you're saying, okay, low man wins, you get that push. Man, the Eagles are jetting out of there.
Yeah, dude, Saquon has got his shoulder on Hurts and
yeah.
I was like, somebody is going to get hurt. Hurts might get hurt. He might get a dislocated hip from how hard Barkley hits him when he does it. Because, I mean, he unloads, dude. He's like, boom, and he just...
There are a couple of times when you watch that play when the Eagles do it, and you're thinking, that defensive line is done.
There's a couple of times where I'm like, man, Jalen Hurts ain't going to shit right for a week, dude. After that
that's what's going on with the Tush Push, and we will see if this play gets banned. I hope it doesn't. I think the coaches and the players, they need to find a way to stop the play, but we'll see what the voting says when it's time. Speaking of the NFL, you have the NFL Combine coming up this week.
I'm paying attention to this Georgia-Florida game a little bit too.
Yep.
And we know Florida ain't going anywhere, but man, just stop scoring for 8 minutes, dude. That's all I'm asking. Come on. All right.
A lot of firepower there in Florida, over in the college basketball world. So, I mean, Georgia jumped on. Georgia had a 25-point lead in the first half, and
now it's 12.
Yep. And so 8 minutes. Whew.
That's a long time too, man. It's like the longest 8 minutes of your life. And you're holding off a number 3 Florida that is just,
and they're good. Yeah. Florida's good. Definitely one of the best teams in the country. The Combine is getting started here, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I'll bring it up while we're here on the show. So you have players, Shedeur Sanders being one of them, who said they're not going to do the drills at the Combine. And of course, he's not the first person to say he's not going to be at the Combine, or at least he's not going to do any of the drills in the Combine. But my question is, if your excuse your reasoning for why you don't want to do the drills at the combine is, well, there's all kinds of game film that they have on me. They can watch that at any time if they want to see how I throw into coverage or how I run a route on the receiver side or how I play defense. If that's the case, why do your pro day? Why do you say what makes the pro day different? That you're gonna say, oh well, I don't want to do anything at the combine, and I got all this game film. What makes it so different if you decide that you want to go ahead and do this at the pro day? So if you're not gonna do any drills, don't do any drills because you got the game film, right? So I don't get it. What's the reason?
Well, we always used to ask, what was the reason why, if you're out of the playoffs, why do you all of a sudden don't want to play in the bowl games, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons why I get it, and honestly, there's several reasons why I get it. One, obviously you don't want to be injured. And I get that. That's actual live gameplay. I would actually understand it more from that position than I would from the combine or what's the other one? The combine or
the pro day.
Pro day.
Yeah, the pro days at the colleges.
And I would understand that over those two, But here's my thing is, like, if you love the game, I look at pro day and the combine as one of those opportunities to showcase my skills, right? And if I'm going to showcase my skills, what if I go into the combine and have a bad combine? Then I have the pro day to fall back on. But if I go in and I'm like, I'm not going to do the combine, I'm just going to do pro day, and then you screw the pro day, what you got to fall back on? Well, they got plenty of gameplay on me from live play. Okay, well, again, like you said, well, if they got all that, then why are you doing either? But I can tell you, like, to me, it is, and I've told you this many times, it's like, if I'm going to draft somebody, I can tell you right now, if you are not willing to play the bowl game, then you're not willing to play for me. I'm not gonna draft you. And that's, again, if you're not going to do the combine, just don't do the pro day. Just let me go off of the film that I have, but show up to the game. You show up to the game that you are supposed to play. You claim this is your family, these are your brothers, da 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 da. But then you don't want to play in the games. That doesn't make sense. But with pro day and the combine, I feel the same way about that. Like, just go and do them. You have this much risk of getting injured at one of those than you do in a real game. And we all know what they're going to do. They're going to reach down to Miami, Florida, and they're going to try to throw it to Washington. I don't know why you got to go that far. I don't know why you got to pull. I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot, dude. Just go out there and put together a good combine, and then you go out and you show your consistency on pro day, and then you call it, and that way you got all the gameplay at all the games that you played in live. Then you got your bowl games or your playoff games. You got the combine. You got pro day. Go and get drafted.
And you mentioned the competition part of it. I think that's an element that is not as prevalent as it was before, and it's across the board when you look at it. We talked about it last week with the All-Star games and how the competition in the NBA during the season, it just seems like it's more of a glorified walkthrough scrimmage. You have everybody just scoring 140, 150 points per game. And with the combine, like you said, you go in there, go into the combine, you got these drills, you're going against other people who are actually there to show their stuff, to show what they can do. And I think even if you are supposed to be the number one or one of the top prospects in there, I'm with you. I look at it from the standpoint of if I get the chance to show what I can do, I'm all about that. I'm out there. Let's
Yeah.
get it. Because I don't have any here. If you think you better than me, then let's see. Let's find out about it.
I'm not leaving that out there to chance because I didn't show up to a combine. I mean, I could be highly ranked quarterback, whatever, and if somebody out there and has a great combine, nah, I ain't leaving that to chance. I'm going out there and showing you I'm number one all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There ain't nobody gonna be better than me. Nobody outworks me. That's what I'm saying. So just go out there and do the combine. It's not this much risk of getting hurt. Come on.
Yeah, and it's not. You get it from a standpoint of you're trying to make sure you're in one piece. You don't want to risk yourself getting injured. I get it. I understand it. But you can get hurt walking down the street. Like, yes, the risk ain't as high, but you can get hurt going to practice. You can get hurt at any point.
Yeah, I broke my ankle falling off of a porch.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if I didn't have that shower mat, I've been in the shower that I got without a shower mat. I could have had some.
You've been in there for days before somebody found you.
Right. So, I get it. I understand because there's a lot of money that is invested in these players, and obviously you want to protect that investment, especially if you have a guy you're looking at in the draft, through your draft boards, through your draft projections. And then when you do actually go to the pro days, or even if you just happen to catch them, because I mean, they're still practicing, it's just not recorded basically. And so if you go in there, you make a visit, you want to have more conversations with said player. If you didn't get to talk to him, like I guess you would have wanted to in the combine or during the pro day, you're still doing like up to the minute. What's the word? I know you know what I'm talking about, but your evaluations, there we go. You're doing these up to the minute evaluations up until basically draft day. So for a player to say they're not going to do the combine, I get it. I understand it. I just, again, if you're not going to do one, then don't do the other. If you're going to have that game film there speak for you, then you might as well just kick it. Yeah. Just kick it up until that point. You put your work in to make sure that you're in shape. You don't have to play another game until the preseason, which doesn't start till July. So, and then you might get some practices during the your OTAs, your team activities during June, and then your rookie mini camps. But I just, that competition element is missing. Or it's definitely not like what it was, because you have a lot of these dudes for a couple of those events, the 40-yard dash, then you're bench pressing 225. A lot of those dudes are just trying to get in there just to show I can throw 225 up 40 times. What's up? Oh, what's up, Philip? Good to see you.
Oh, what's up, man?
And so it used to be just about that, and now I guess everybody wants to protect the investment. It's about the money. They want to make sure everything is protected, but don't half-ass it. There we go, because there's going to be some half-ass.
I'm gonna say right now, if I go in there and I'm like, everybody's like, yeah, man, I know you can. I know you can throw up 350 times. I'm like, yeah, man, I know that. Everybody knows that. and then somebody goes up there and throws 351 times, I'm like, yeah, get me to that combine right now. Because I'm about to throw it up 52 times. The hell with that. Nobody's beating me.
Yeah.
No, I ain't got time for that. Now, like I said, I wouldn't put it up for risk, man. Like, everybody's gonna know if I'm in that position, everybody's gonna know I'm the best. Everybody. So if there's a combine, hell, there could be a pre-combine, and I will be pre-registered to go to it. Simple as that. I'm there. I don't care. I will be there. There could be a semi-pro day. Well, you know Patrick's going to be there. Well, how do you know that? He ain't leaving it to chance. Everybody's going to know he's the best. I mean, especially if I'm in that position. Shoot. Heck yeah, I'll be there. Count me in. You don't even have to send me the registration. I'm already registered. Paid in full. So, 4 minutes, dude. 4 minutes.
Yep, yeah, they're holding on. Got an 11-point lead from the last time I had seen.
Oh, it scared me when Florida hit that 3-pointer. It was down by 7. I was like,
yeah. Florida ain't going nowhere, man. You're gonna have to finish this one out. But
yeah, you gotta play 40 minutes against that team. God.
Yes,
this got me nervous though. I'm saying, you see me moving my head a lot. I'm like,
yeah.
We need to win.
But yeah, it's you. I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, don't be trying to pick and choose your times with when you want to show your stuff, and then over here you're saying, "Nah, man, got all that game film." Pro day. All right, man, let's show it.
Let's go in and show that.
And a lot of times now, the combine is probably more for the actual interviews. So yes, you do have your drills. Of course, you run your 40, you do your bench press, you do your vertical jump. What's the other one? The shuttle run. Your shuffle drill. You do all those things still, but it seems the interviews are what stick out more to the scouts and your general manager or whoever else is in the front office who come to these things than the actual drills, because they know a lot of those players are gonna probably...
Nobody's gonna out-talk me either.
Yeah, so
it's only about the interviews, Patrick. They gotta know I can talk to.
Yeah. Now, Patrick, look, that's one thing you don't have to do any type of combine on.
I do that every week.
There's plenty of film for that.
Yeah, yeah. I love to run my mouth. I can run a 40 in with my 3 seconds flat.
Well, so Patrick, let's get on this topic here. Go on over to college football, because you had a shorty the other actually it was last Friday. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out, please. But it's right there in the YouTube channel. So again,
it's right there. You can't miss it.
Yeah, you'll hear me say you'll hear me say this at the end, but smash that subscribe button so you'll know.
Yeah.
But what you had brought up for those who haven't caught it, who haven't seen it, you were talking about college football teams canceling their spring games. We, as in Texas, were the latest to cancel ours. The head coach, Steve Sarkisian, had said want us to continue. He used the season kind of as a reason as well. For a good number of teams, it was an unprecedented season. Of course, it was the first year of the expanded college football playoff. And if you were someone like Ohio State and Notre Dame, you played 4 extra games.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, that's basically an NFL season. That's an NFL style season. So, Sark used that as part of the reason there. You had not Notre Dame, Nebraska, USC. They have also canceled their spring games, and Nebraska's head coach Matt Rule, his reasoning was they they didn't want their game to be something where other schools could look at those players. And so when it was time for your mini transfer portal times, you get poached.
Yeah, I mean, dude, makes sense.
It makes sense. It definitely does. And you ask the question, is this something that could be a trend? Is this something you will see more teams doing in the future? And you also brought up another point. God, I don't want to just do the whole shorty. I want people to watch the shorty, but
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. They got it because you're going to say something. They're going to be like, "How the
yeah.
You gotta go watch it."
Yeah. Well, you mentioned how big of a deal these spring ball games are in the South, and you could go up to the North. I mean, Michigan and Ohio State, Penn State, even there's some schools out there, Nebraska as well. I mean, Nebraska, they pack their stadium for these things too.
Yeah.
So I mean, the spring game is a pretty big deal, and it's definitely that in the South. And so you wonder if this is something that the fans would be upset about if it was one of these things where the rest of the schools just said, no, we're not going to do spring ball. Now, well, what I'll say about the spring ball, because hey, look, I'm one of those people. I look forward to spring ball. I want to see the players that are out there, the new recruits come in there, seeing what they're working with. But after spring ball, you're not coming back out there to play until late July, early August. So to me, if you are going to do a spring ball, make it summer ball. at least when it's closer to the season. And so you can continue to roll in, you do your work, you show up for training camp, you don't have any football games. Like in college, you show up to camp, bam, you're getting ready for your first game of the season. You don't even have that. So you could do something like what the NFL does. I mean, I know they have the other preseason games, but the majority of the time, their main players nowadays, they're not even playing in those preseason games. If they get in any work, it's during the joint practices. So maybe college can do something like that. Maybe college can say, we're going to do our spring ball. You can still do like we got the burnt orange versus white game. Y'all got the red versus white game, or is it red versus black?
Red, black.
Okay, my bad. Red versus black. And so Bama got the crimson versus white. And I mean, you have all these different games using the colors of the teams. Then so you could do that. You can do that maybe 2-3 times just to get game action, like a little bit of game action out there. So I can understand where fans would be upset about not having the spring ball. But if we're going to be logical about it, I mean, that's a gap. You play these games in April and then they're basically done for the summer.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a big gap that I don't see why it would be that big of an issue. Here's my thing. I look forward to it, but there's only one game I watch. I don't watch everybody else's. I just watch mine. Georgia's the only one I watch. And I'm fine with that. But here's the thing. Is like, do I look forward to it? Yeah, I like watching them go against each other. Right? And do they hold up on the quarterback? Of course. You know, it's just to get some rust knocked off. I get it. But here's the deal. Like, if they did away with it, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna cry about it. Do I look forward to it? Yes. But I'd be kind of like, oh man, they didn't go with it. Yeah. But I promise you, as long as my team's in the 12 team bracket at the end of the season, I don't care about that game. That's the game I care about. That next one. Plus, like I said, I just, to me, I've watched too many of them, and you know how us Georgians are. Us Georgians, we love to play some football and then go out and get drunk. That's the last thing we need. Is another thing for us to go and get drunk on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, and then you remember that one year when we lost the wide receiver, I can't think of his name. We lost him because he wanted to do a chest bump and he tore his ACL. So we lost him for the season during a spring training game. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, during the shorty, I was like, you know, what do you think? How do you feel about it? Da, da, da. Well, this is my true feelings about it. I was like, if it goes, it goes. I don't care. But I'm not a huge fan of the whole, the spring training thing anyway. I don't like it in MLB. I don't like watching those Citrus Bowls or whatever they call them nowadays. Or those
the Cactus League and the
Cactus League and the Citrus League and whatever leagues they got nowadays. I don't care to watch that because it's just so half-assed. You know what I mean?
Real quick, Patrick. All right, dude, Florida is not going to make this easy for y'all.
I'm trying my best not to even look at it.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Sorry. 2 minutes
Execute.
left. The longest 2 minutes of 1 point.
Execute down the stretch. That's all you can do now.
I have watched that win percentage go down from 99% to 53%, and I'm like, I hate ESPN's analytics.
Them next gen stats? No, not so much.
Anyway, but yeah, that's my feelings about it. I mean, I've watched some of our biggest players go down in that game, and they're done for the season. And like that game happens in April/May. We won't even see them this year because of a torn ACL or this happened or that happened or whatever. Broken something. We miss them for the first 3 games of the season. So, I mean, I get it. I understand. Do I think it's going to be a trend? Probably. It's probably going to. Florida's up now.
Yep.
So it went 53% Georgia's chance to win to 54% Florida's chance to win. Come on, stop. They haven't scored in 5 minutes, dude. Georgia hasn't scored in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I seen
you can't have that kind of. But yeah, that's how I feel about the spring training game. I mean, it's like I said, I look forward to it just to watch what we got going against each other. But yeah, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, I'll watch it. If it doesn't go anywhere, I'll watch it. If it goes, then I won't. I'll find something else to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty much with you there. Because it's one of those things. Like I do, just like you said, I do actually look forward to seeing the spring game. It was one of those things where I said, all right, yeah, let's go ahead, let's check it out, see the new talent, see the new recruits that have come in. Maybe it's someone from the transfer portal, whatever. Just to see how they're going to mesh in this offense or the defense, depending on which side of the ball you're talking about. But
especially when you pick up a big name, like you know how Georgia picked up ETN last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to see that. You want to see how he meshes with that offense. But other than that, that's not really like a big. Other than that kind of thing, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because even in there, man, I mean, it's not like your guys that you're going to have starting is going to play a whole lot. They're probably playing maybe the first drive or two. Maybe they're in there for the first quarter. And then you want to get a look at your backup QB, your third string QB, and then some other guys that you can use for depth purposes.
Yeah.
So like for me, if you're going to do the game, do it. About a month, maybe 3 weeks before the season starts. You want to put the players out there, you get them some live action. You can still bring the fans in there, welcome them in, and just use it like an introduction to the season.
Yeah.
And then so you could go, you could see them, you could talk to them. And then
and probably even drive up ticket sales. Not that college football in the South needs it, but I mean, like, you don't need it in the South. Every time I went to Georgia, even when we got a losing season, our stadium's packed.
Yeah. And you know what? You could do something like this. So I remember this was a few years ago. You could do something like what Navy was doing. I came up here for, you remember you came up here and visited during your when you had the baseball tryouts. And so while I was up here in that particular time, the Naval Academy was doing a fan fest where you could come out there, you can meet the players. This was about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks before their opening game, which that year that was Ohio State, as a matter of fact, and they were playing them in Baltimore to open the season. And Urban Meyer was still coaching Ohio State. I went up there with the idea of covering the actual fan fest part. What it turned into was the players are actually doing a media day in there too. And I'm like, oh, we can go in there? Because I mean, we didn't have no press pass or anything, but we told them when we were up there for the military school that we were going to for public affairs. And they're like, yeah, come on in. And then next thing I know, I'm interviewing the coach. And so,
I remember you telling me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got to interview the coach. I forget where he's at now. I want to say he's coaching. It might be either San Diego State or San Jose State, one or the other. But real cool guy. But they did that. They did the media day, and then they came out to the field, and they were out there amongst everybody else during the fan fest. And the fan fest, you had concessions, you had bouncy castles for the kids, you had all these other raffles going on, other events going on. And this was 2-3 weeks before the game, their actual game with Ohio State. So that's what you could do. You could have that part, the fan fest, be part of what the spring ball game was, and just call it whatever, summer ball, whatever, introduction to the team, whatever you want to call it, for marketing purposes, and play that game.
Get you some social media content.
Yeah.
Call it a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the work in during the game, and you know you're gonna be practicing too to get ready for your opening game. So yeah. Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah. You gotta just find a way to get it done. Find a way to get it done.
Who they putting on the line? Who the Florida put on the line? God, every time I look over, Alex Condon has got a foul on him. He should be fouled out 4 times by now.
And see, and
he's a 3-point shooter. You need to get him off the court anyway.
That was the guy that Florida was missing for those games. He sprained his knee or ankle.
His ankle. He had a high ankle sprain. He was out for like 4 games, and they missed him.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, don't matter if he's on the court right now or not.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Fight back. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're fine.
We need this win.
Yeah. So yeah, I say they could go ahead. They could go ahead and move the game. Don't do away with the game. I don't think they need to necessarily do away for the game. Just move it.
Yeah, just move it. Move it closer to the season. Like you said, make it a media day, get some social media content, and then roll with it. I wouldn't go out there and hit like live action, like hardcore, but I mean, like, do a walkthrough. Get you some plays in, do a walkthrough, and then sign some autographs, make some money, move on. Ready
That's
for the
it.
season. Plus, we all know you got cupcakes coming in, first game of the season anyway. So let's get these cupcake games in. We'll knock the rust off there, and then be ready for SEC football in about 3 weeks.
Shoot,
There you go.
shoot, Patrick.
Boom. Yes.
Not us. You know where we go for our first game of the year?
Michigan, right? Or no, y'all. Where do y'all go?
To Columbus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we play
But
Ohio State.
you know what? I love it. I
Me too.
love it.
I'm about
it. That y'all are picking that because George has done it for the past couple of years. We went for Clemson, and then we did that Notre Dame's. But yeah, get those ranked games in. Get a ranked game in right off the bat. Let's go ahead and just knock them off. Because, hey, knock them off. Get rid of the Buckeyes right off the bat. Don't worry. Look.
Well, welcome to the show, Arch. Let's go, right?
Yeah.
First game of the year. Let's see how you do against 102,000 Buckeyes fans in Columbus, or in the Horseshoe, as they call it.
I think you'll be fine.
I think so too. Well, Patrick, one more thing. So, did you hear Diana Taurasi? She announced her retirement, and
I did not.
yes, she decided to retire today. She had a great career, not just in the WNBA, but of course in UConn as well when she was there. And here's some of the numbers, man. 6-time Olympic gold medalist, a 3-time champion with the Phoenix Mercury of the WNBA. She was 2-time WNBA Finals MVP. She won an MVP for the season. That's just off the top. So, she
phenomenal career.
Phenomenal career. One of the best players, if not the best player to play in the WNBA. Of course, you can have your debate. You remember how great Maya Moore was before she just stepped away. Because Maya Moore was a beast, man. My goodness, Maya Moore was a beast. But even going back to the days of Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, and all of them, Diana Taurasi is right there with all of them. And just congrats on a great career.
Congrats on a great career, and enjoy that time off, and enjoy that time with that family, man. Lady, sorry. Just enjoy it and have fun. Get out there and play. Go and watch some Bro Epic and get some ideas and play with your kids that way.
Oh, here's another thing, Patrick. And you know what? I had meant to talk about this for probably going on 7 weeks. But why we are at congratulating people for career achievements. How about Michael Vick, man? Now, Michael Vick became the head coach at Norfolk State.
Oh, yeah.
So we never really got to talk about it, but of course, you being an Atlanta Falcons fan and being a Michael Vick fan, and seeing his career, and this is the thing that we talk about with our age group, man. We're in this sweet spot where we have seen a lot of people's careers at their prime. And one of those was Michael Vick before the dogfighting cases that put him in prison for a couple of years. One of those was back in 2004, 2005. You remember the Madden game? He was on the cover of it, and everybody wanted to be Michael Vick. You remember he had the commercial, the Nike, the Michael Vick experience, and it was like a theme park.
Yeah.
And
Gatorade commercial where he throws it the length of the football field into the third row of the stands.
Yes. And then he has the dogfighting case, but he remade himself after that. He got out of prison. He was able to get another chance to play with the Eagles when Andy Reid was coaching there. and he has become, since his playing career, he had become a pretty good analyst on Fox Sports,
Mhm.
and now he has this job as the head coach at Norfolk State. Congratulations to him. I just think it's just an accumulation of everything he has been through and how he has just reinvented himself, remade
Shows you
himself.
resilience. Shows
Yeah.
you resilience. I mean, like he was dealt a great hand, and he kind of pissed it away.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just his resilience to come back from all of that and really make a name for himself again. You know, is he always going to be known as with the dog fighting? Yeah, but he has learned to embrace that. You know, and that's where it's hard. That's where it's hard for anybody, is to embrace your past and understand that, yeah, that's not going anywhere. Got to forgive yourself for it and move on. Is he always going to be known for that? Absolutely. But he's also got other things that he's known for too. He was a great quarterback. Drove me nuts having to watch him play, but he was a great quarterback. You know, I mean, it was every time he would take off running with the ball, I was I'm holding my breath just to make sure that he doesn't fumble. And when he does fumble, good God, please let it go out of bounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was my daily. That was my weekly prayer. Watching that man play drove me nuts. So I hope that he goes to Norfolk and teaches them to tuck the ball while they run. Michael, please. But no, congratulations to him. For all the things that he's went through, for all the things that he got to do. Congratulations on your career in Atlanta, remaking yourself in Philly, and now getting the opportunity to do this after being an analyst for a couple of years. Go kill it. We know. I mean, I know he's going to be great at coaching. So just do your thing, man. Have fun. And congrats.
Yeah, and then I remember I remember when we would talk about this, and look, y'all, this is before BOFA sports was even a thing. We
Twinkle in Charles's eye.
yeah.
How would this game end?
No, Florida's not going to make it easy. So we
It's been on 5 for 30 minutes, dude.
So we remember talking about Vic and his career when he was with the Falcons, and how there was a little bit of a question of how much was he willing to put in to the craft, because you knew his athletic ability was phenomenal. And sometimes when you have a lot of athletic ability and you're used to being the best athlete on the field, there might be a impulse for you not to practice as hard, or not to watch as much film, because you just feel your athletic gifts are going to take over a lot of times. And maybe there was also a part where football was taken for granted for him. And then you go through the dogfighting ring and you get it taken away from you. And once you get it taken away from you, you start to realize, like you had said earlier, he had a very good opportunity here. I am pissing it away.
Yeah.
And he can, I mean, luckily for him, he was able to get another shot. He got out. He was still relatively young in his football career, and he was able to get a look from Andy Reid there in Philadelphia, became the starter for a few years, and during that time, he cleaned himself up, got himself right, did his community service, all the stuff that he was supposed to do in terms of just yeah. In terms of being just a good citizen again, just being
Yeah.
a decent citizen in everyday life. So uh, after that, like we had talked about, he was able to be an analyst on Fox Sports and it made appearances on other shows, other podcasts. And now for him to be able to give some of that knowledge to the growing youth and the young men that are coming into that program, that's cool. I think that's super cool. Like, for the lack of a better term, for the lack of not trying to have some sort of a big word to explain it, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And, and on top of that, he's also did all of those charities for dogs.
Yeah.
He's donated a lot of money and started several organizations just to prevent dog fighting. So he's really trying to do his best to do the right thing. And, that's, to me, that's just a ton of respect. We're all human. He made a bad decision in his life. And now he's trying to right that wrong. So no, I love the fact that he's getting he got a second opportunity, and now he's getting to share that knowledge at a Division II. That's a Division II college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a good chance that he will even move up. There's plenty of opportunity for him to showcase that knowledge. Just teach him to tuck the ball. Just teach him to tuck the ball.
So I see. See, you got the smile on your face, and so Georgia was able to
pull it out.
Yeah, they were able to hold off Florida in this game. It turned out to be a tight game. We knew Florida wasn't going to go anywhere. They were going to make this bad boy as tight as possible. But Georgia got a huge win. Huge win for their tournament resume. Number 3 team in the country they just knocked off. And so they're right there squarely on the bubble. Needed this win big time. And
they put a couple wins in the SEC tournament, and that's a huge bid for a 12th, 13th seed in the bracket. So I'm cool with that. It gives us an opportunity. We haven't been in the bracket in such a long time, man. I just want an opportunity, And this is a good team. This is a good team. It's a good set of young men that's on this team. So I'd like to see what they would do with an opportunity.
Yeah, and y'all are definitely battle tested. This conference is boy. So we'll see how we do. We get to go to Fayetteville tomorrow. So yeah, and
you know what? You can do that for any team. It's like, I got to go to South Carolina.
Yeah,
they're 1-13, dude. They're not that good in conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, go into South Carolina saying that. Go
ahead. Nothing's easy, and us going to Fayetteville, that that crowd is going to be a little extra rowdy for us to come on in, because again, they hate us. So with that, well, hey, that will wrap up this edition of the BOFA Sports Webcast. That is what we are breathing on for tonight. Before we head on out, what is coming up for Bro Epic?
So we finished. Well, we haven't quite finished it. We got one more round to do to see who wins our football hoop challenge, which was, man, I hope we did our first post today for the first round. Man, I hope it's as fun to watch as it was to film that, because that tournament had me cracking up, really, because we put them in shoulder pads and a helmet, and they were just like hitting the bubble ball and forcing them to run. It was funny. It was funny. So I hope it's as good to watch as it was to make. So, but yeah, we got that. We have been having to push the basketball show off because every time we get the chance to go out there, it's freaking pouring. It's been pouring rain down here in Florida for weeks. But we're going to try to get that in on Saturday. And but yeah, we got the football hoop challenge so that tournament started. Those postings started this week. We got the Monday morning motivation and the Friday wrap up. So check those out. And then on March 16th, we get Coastal Elite Sports for a dodgeball game, another parents versus kids. So we got for that.
So I'll tell you this, Patrick. I did get to catch your reel. Yo, It's funny. It's funny.
I was laughing so much during that entire filming. We literally got one more, possibly two more, depending on who wins the next one. But I mean, dude, it's hilarious watching those kids. Some of those kids, they get hit so hard the helmet comes off. So I thought it was hilarious. So
it's funny. It's a good watch. So yeah, I'm with you. I encourage y'all to, when those notifications come on through, check it out. And if nothing else, get a good laugh because
yeah. We hope you hit the follow button and the subscribe button, but you know, if anything, just get a good laugh out of it. The whole point of the show, it really is to just get kids and parents off their mobile devices and go out and play. And if we could give you an idea, go out and do it. And if you want to, put it on our show, just send it to us. Hashtag how do you bro epic, and we'll put it on
there. And yeah, for here at BOFA Sports, we were talking about that earlier. A STFU club going to be more prominent. Got our hashtag episode that we'll bring up. Look for more details about that. Now, we have done a few of those before. Check it out on the channel.
They're funny. They're really funny. We hashtag a lot of things in there. So
and yeah, those interviews, people coming onto the show talking about their experiences with sports and how it's helped them cope. Look for those features as well. So a lot of things coming up for both Bro Epic and BOFA Sports, and we hope y'all will join us on the ride as we continue to produce these products. So for everybody who has tuned in for tonight, thank you. Thanks for the comments, and I hope y'all enjoyed the show. That again is what we are breathing on for tonight. So make sure y'all visit the BOFA Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the BOFA Sports Facebook page. So y'all take it easy. Have a great rest of the week, and we will talk soon.